Happy video day, guys. So today's video, we are going to be doing a full first impression on a brand new product from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the new Airbrush Bronzer. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you know that I was waiting so long for UPS to bring this. I was like, where are you? But it finally arrived and it is as beautiful. It is really as beautiful or more beautiful in person. So this is not a photogenic only product. This is a gorgeous product. It actually kind of looks like a shell if you see it from the front. It's really, really pretty and it's very highly designed. I have to admit, it's a very, very beautiful product. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is trying it on for the very first time, giving you guys some details, and then of course giving you guys my first impression thoughts on the product. So if you guys are new and you've never seen me before, I'm Christina Brooke. I would love it if right now you'd want to hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos from me, and let's get into it right now. This is supposed to be like a sister to the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder that everybody loves, including myself. If you guys can see, this is probably one of the only powders I've ever really hit a pan so quickly on. It is a really finely milled powder, so you do go through it quite faster, I think, than normal powder, at least in my opinion. Now, this product right here has like that same technology. So one of the things that Charlotte said a lot of times in her introductory videos for this is that since it's a matte bronzer, it's supposed to look very flattering on all skins. I have to agree with that. I think that matte bronzers really do bring a lot to skin. It doesn't emphasize anything and it gives you a little bit more of that airbrushed feel. It says it's from the same DNA as the airbrush powder, and it's supposed to be fine as air, finely milled pigments to blur the appearance of pores and smooth over the skin to make you look and feel the best. And she also mentions that the bronzers are going to be refillable, which I'm going to show you guys, which is great. And they're supposed to be coming later on in the summer with the refills. And it does say on the website also, if you use her foundations, it kind of lets you have an idea of which foundation matches the bronzer. So if you guys are interested in that, you can look at that. Unfortunately, some of the foundation tones don't work for my skin, so it's been hard for me to find like that perfect tone. So I just picked the one up that I thought would work. Now, this bronzer is not cheap. It is $55 US, and I know that that is pricey for a bronzer. But first off, it's the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder type of bronzer. So it has this amazing, very silky feel. I already touched this bronzer and applied it to my face. So I will tell you, it is very silky. It reminds me so much of the powder. It really does. And the other thing that is true too, which I kind of agree with, which is kind of awesome, is that you can refill this. You see how it has this little thing right here in the back? You can actually put like a paper clip in there or something, or even the back of a brush probably. They probably did this so you could put a brush in here. So you could put a brush in there and just pop it out. If you guys can see, you saw how easy that was. You put a brush, and I don't want to drop my powder, but you could put a brush in there and pop it out. You see? So you can actually take out the entire pan and then you could refill it. So that's kind of like the beauty of this. You're buying this beautiful outer casing one time, but then you're buying each one of these individually to refill it for, I believe she said it was going to be $39 US for the refill. So then really the bronzer is going to cost you $39 US if that's the price, which I think it is, every time you go to refill it, and you're only paying the $55 one time. And then you just kind of like just snap them back in, which I think is actually really cool. I like that idea because this is such a beautiful casing. It's true, I don't want to have to buy this casing over and over again because there's a huge portion of sales that have to do with the outer carton of a product. So you are paying for this. So it's great to just buy the product and pay a lesser price. I love that. I also love it for a reason I will tell you about after the try on. But I ended up picking mine up in 3 tan, which is a little bit deeper than I would have typically have gone, but because my other Charlotte Tilbury bronzers have been a little bit lighter for my skin tone, I wanted to try something a tad bit deeper. Now that I've gone over the basics of this bronzer, I want to show you guys this product in action. So I'm going to try it on for the very first time. So let's go ahead and let's take off this bronzer, let's take off this face of makeup, let's go back in time, and I'll show you guys my thoughts and my first impression right now. I am actually super excited to try this on. Here it is. This is the new Airbrush Bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. Oh my god, look at this packaging. This is absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, this is more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. yeah, this is as beautiful as it looks on screen right now, or more. So I am hoping that this color matches me. I ended up getting tan. I love the way this bronzer looks on me, so I was hoping that this one would be similar. It looks a little bit deeper. It may be a little bit too deep, but hopefully it's not, because the bronzer I got from Charlotte Tilbury before was in this palette right here, and I felt like this color right here just wouldn't show up on my skin that well, so I was concerned with getting one of the medium shades. I thought maybe I should just jump up to the tan, and I'm also Latina, so my skin tone is a little bit golden, so I was scared of getting the medium because it just didn't look like it was going to bronze me, but I'm not sure if this might be too tan, but we'll see. So I'm so excited to put this on my face. Right now, just touching it, it actually feels like so soft and finely milled, like it feels amazing. This is also a pretty damn good mirror. So let's go ahead and apply this. Let's hope that it's not too deep. I'm so nervous. Oh God, okay, let's see. Ah, don't drop it. I'm gonna apply it on one side of the face so we can kind of just get an idea of how deep it is and if it matches. So one thing that I've noticed about Charlotte Tilbury's bronzers, they look like they're gonna work in the pan, then sometimes when I apply them to my face, they actually go on a little lighter. Like this one, to me, I feel like it's going on lighter than it felt like it was going to be from the pan. Now I feel like just off the bat, it looks really good, but I may want to get the medium tone. You guys can see the deepness. Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like if I really want to look really, really tan, this does work. And it works pretty nice. Huh. I'm changing my mind as I bronze up the skin. I'm changing my mind, and I'm starting to think that maybe this would be a good color for my skin tone, because I don't know if the other one would show up as much. What do you guys think so far? How does this look? Okay, so straight away, I love the bronzer. It actually feels like it's an amazing formula. I really like the way that it's applying, and it doesn't really surprise me because I love the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. It's one of my favorite powders, and this is supposed to be like their version of that. The only thing I am wondering is if the tan makes me look a little too warm, just a tad too warm. I am on the fence. Sometimes my skin tone can be a little bit difficult because of the fact that I have the golden undertones to it, but I do feel like probably my best color would have been the medium. I mean, like, it definitely works for my skin. It looks really, really good. And actually what I love is looking at my skin right now, I do not feel like I have like powderiness or anything or cakiness. It looks really, really good, especially up close. The warmth of this is a tad warm. I feel like if you're a little bit deeper than me, this would probably be perfect for you. And if you are lighter than me, definitely go medium. Don't go for this one. I'm probably like the tipping point for this one. You could probably get away with it, but you don't want to be any fairer than my skin tone to get away with this. I could definitely pull this off. Now, this would be if I want to look tan. Like, I definitely want to look like I got a really nice tan, but the cool thing is it's not pulling too orange. It's a tad warmer than I would have liked, a tad warmer. But that could also be that if I would have gotten the medium, maybe it would have been a little cooler. But at the same time, it is not warm enough for me to say I cannot wear this. So I'm actually thinking that this is really pretty. And I'm even debating on whether I should keep this color and just wait for them to release the refills and get the refill of the other color, and then I can have both. I can have like the more tan version, and then I can have, you know, like the actual version that matches my skin perfect. I think that probably would be a total win. So right now, this could be actually really pretty. I'm really excited. I think this is beautiful, and I really like the way that my skin looks. So that is the most important thing, that my skin does not look like I have a bunch of powder on top. So it definitely does not look cakey. So that is a huge win. Sometimes bronzers will do that. So I do want to kind of compare this really quickly to some of my other bronzers now that I'm super excited that it looks good. This is probably the deepest bronzer I have in my collection looking at some of my other tones, but my next deepest would be this one, and this one looks great on me. This is from Pretty Vulgar, and it's called Bronze B. So I want to swatch these two together to kind of like get an idea of the tones so that you guys at home can kind of get an idea as well. So this right here is the Charlotte Tilbury, and then I'm going to put Bronze B right next to it, and I just want to see the tone next to each other. So yeah, so the Charlotte Tilbury one is pulling warmer than the Bronze B. So let's grab my next favorite bronzer, which is this one from Marc Jacobs, which is the Omega bronzer. And this one also is pulling a little bit cooler, if you guys can see. It's also pulling cooler than the one from Charlotte Tilbury. That's probably what I'm noticing on my face, that it is pulling a little bit warm. But then again, that has nothing to do with the formula. That just has to do with the tone that I picked. So the next one I want to compare it to is from her Glowgasm palette. And this is the Fair to Light palette. And I'm going to put it right in here. And here it is right here. So you guys can see it's a little bit more in line with these two. And this one's still the one that pulls the most warmth. And finally, I'm going to compare it to the Fenty Beauty one in Sunstalker, which actually is the tone that is a little bit too light for me, which I've always kind of complained a little bit that I can't get away with wearing it that often because it's just a little bit too light for my skin tone. And you can kind of tell that here in these swatches. Well, that this one is a little bit lighter even than these. So if you want to kind of know an idea, definitely the tan one from Charlotte Tilbury is warmer than the Marc Jacobs Omega, which I think is the bronzer that I think most of you guys know about. So it's pulling a lot warmer than the Omega. So I'm assuming that the actual medium one is probably going to be a lot closer to the Omega bronzer from Marc Jacobs. So another thing to point out is how much product you're getting. So inside of here you are getting 16 grams of product. So just to make a little comparison, the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer, you are getting 25 grams. So you're getting more grams in the Omega. Inside of, let's say, the Pretty Vulgar one that I really like too, in here you're getting 5.7 grams. So a typical bronzer, you're getting a little bit less. Or in the Fenty one, you're getting 6.23 grams. So you're getting more product in here than a typical bronzer. That's why it's so big. You are not getting as much as you get when you buy the Omega one. However, you are getting a beautiful case that can be refillable. So at the end of the day, you're paying one time for this beautiful design and amazingness, but what you're gonna do is you're going to be able to refill this so you don't have to pay that each time. I believe the refills would be 39 US dollars. So you pay the big price tag once, and then each time that you buy the refill, it's only 39. My opinion as of right now is this looks like it could be a really beautiful bronzer. I personally feel like I probably should have gotten the medium for my skin tone, but I did want something with a little bit more warmth, and I think that's exactly what I got. So like I said, I think what I'll probably do is when she releases the refills, which I believe will probably be a little bit after she releases these to the whole public, because, you know, the refills, you know, you might do what I'm saying to do, put it inside a Z palette. But yeah, so she's probably going to be releasing these first, and then later on the refills will come. But I think what I'll do is I'll probably pick up the refill in the lighter tone in the medium, and then I could switch them out. Like if I really want to be deeper, I can have this one, and if I feel like being a little bit closer to my skin tone, then I could just play with the medium. But yeah, guys, I think that this is a beautiful product. I definitely really love it, and I do want to just make sure to emphasize that the warmth on me right now is not too warm. It's a little bit warmer than I tend to wear, but it's not too warm that I look orange. I don't look orange. I just look a little bit more bronzed. I don't look orange though. So that's actually a good thing. So if you're like me, you're light, medium skin tone, you could definitely go between medium or tan, depending on how tan you want to look. But you know what probably would look really cool, which probably is what I'm gonna do, is put the deeper one on first and then kind of dabble a little bit of the lighter one just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. If you guys really enjoyed this video, I hope I was able to answer as many questions as I can, and I hope this was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give me those comments down below, give me the like, and if you're not subscribed already, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.